Hey everybody, Jonathan Doucette, St.Albert Dodge. Hope you have an amazing day. Just wanted to thank you for checking out the detailed walk around video on this 23 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Just fresh off the truck from the factory, ready for a new owner. Not really much has changed on the 23s. It's still pretty, much like the last, all the JLs. But we do get the trail cam up here, so there is a camera up in the front, points down, see where you're, if you're on the trail, see if there's any trees or rocks or anything in your way. Perhaps you're on an incline, and then your camera can still point down so you can see what's on the other side of that. And then there is a windshield washer fluid nozzle here, so that'll blow on the camera. So if you are off-roading, it's dirty, muddy, whatever, you can push a button inside and it'll blow that off. Get the recovery hooks up front, so they're painted red. Kind of the hallmark of a Rubicon is the red accents, whatever color it is. Rubicon bumper as well too. So from the Rubicon, you get a little bit larger tires than your standard Sahara or Sport or one of the other trim levels. Also a little more aggressive. We got the KO2s on here right from the factory. A lot of people buy their Sports or Saharas and put these on there, so nice to have that right from the factory. A little bit of higher stance as well too. So if you were to bring a Sahara and put it next to each other, the front end of this has got a little bit of a level kit on it, if you will, a little bit of lift kit. Gives a little more ground clearance, and also too, if you wanted to put 35-inch tires on here and want to upgrade, you don't have to do any lift or anything like that from the factory. Just if it's right from the factory, it's ready to go. Rock rails along the side, so give you some protection. We could always put running boards if you want on there. This particular one, as you can see in the diamond black pearl, we did have the fenders and top painted to match as well too. So standard, these would be like not perforated, but a textured black finish, but they're painted, and same thing with the roof as well. Trail rated badge, if you're not familiar with that, that's on all the Jeep Wranglers, and then some of the other Jeep products like the Trailhawks and the Cherokees and the Grand Cherokees. But it's a independent testing facility in the States that puts these through the paces they take every model year, puts them through to obstacle courses and water forging tests and departure angles and rock climbing, and they're the only vehicle that has that on there. So a little bit of pedigree on there. We'll talk about the inside features in a moment. But coming around the back, you got your spare tire on the back. Do have a backup camera as well. So if you need to take your tire off, there's an Allen key. It's not an Allen key, a Torx bit, which we'll talk about what else that does in a moment. Take your camera off, pull your tire off, you're good to go. The Torx bits, there's 2 or 3 sizes, but they handle the tire, they handle your roof, your doors. You want to take those off, lower your windshield, they can do all that. And then you can take those bolts and you can store them in here. It's all labeled to get your door hinges, and then you get your roof, so you just pluck them in there, and then you don't have to worry about losing them or misplacing them. You have the Freedom top up front, so you can take your front panels off over the passenger driver's seat. They'll go in here. There's a little styrofoam place so they won't clank around, but very handy to have. It's a great everyday SUV too. Lots of storage space. If you want to throw groceries or do whatever in there, you got lots of room. And of course, if you're put people in the back seat, kids or pets, that kind of a thing. You guys have the Alpine Stereo group, so you got the subwoofer back here, and then the nice speakers above the driver and passenger seat and in the doors. Take a look up there. Get the Alpine Stereo on the roll bar. Very handy. Get the Molly webbing on the back. Nice little touch. You can probably strap a first aid kit or something on there if you wanted to. And then of course the seats fold pretty much flat. Just get the one side down, but as you can see, it folds flat. Keyless entry. I don't have the key on me, but push that, it'll lock the door. Hand behind here to unlock the door with the key in your pocket or your purse. Take a look up front. I'm going to go around the other side. Beautiful interior. They got the leather seats for the Rubicon. It's they're all weather resistant too. So if you did take off your roof and you get stuck out in the rain, you can wipe the seats down, but they're not going to mold or mildew, unless you leave them in the field for months and months. But taking it wet, that kind of a thing once in a while, it's not going to hurt it. Very easy to clean up. There's actually drains in the floor under the mats. You can poke those out. So if you did want to go crazy and hose it out, and it's a little bit different type of carpet than you'd find like on a Grand Caravan. It's more of a more not commercial grade, but more heavy duty carpet. 8.4-inch touchscreen. You got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We've got heated seats and steering wheel, which is nice because there's about a year and a half where there was even a option on these things, like, where if you could order it, but it would never get built. It was kind of one of those things on restriction. Some features that the Rubicon has versus the other trim levels: you have your front and rear only locking diffs. So if you're stuck in the mud, you can do front and rear diff lock. So all 4 tires are locked and they'll spin the exact same rate, so give you some real steady pressure. And then of course just the rear only to get you out of some trouble if you need to. Never want to do that in dry pavement. We can go over that in the orientation. Sway bar disconnect, so there's a button for that. Push that, and then your front sway bar and your axle will release, so give you quite a bit more articulation than what would be standard, because it doesn't have that. Of course, it's if you start driving fast and it's unlocked, it'll lock itself automatically or alert you to lock it. 2 high, 4 low, and then also 4 auto, which is very, very nice feature. So it acts like all-wheel drive, but it's automatic 4x4. It'll send torque 50-50, more to one side if it needs to, or a little more robust than your standard all-wheel drive system, because it is actual special transfer case that most all-wheel drive vehicles like our vans or some of our other vehicles. Anyways, I digress. Come down, take a look. Very special vehicle. Number 1 vehicle for holding its value after 5 years. So you buy it, it's going to be automotive wise, it's going to be a good investment. You're going to have lots of fun with it and go anywhere you want to go. Talk to you soon.